Live police chase. Real! Guys, we go straight back into the video in a minute. We got a live police chase going on. How long has this been going on for? Fox News. They usually have one of the greatest commentators.
Every penny counts.
We're in a white
Skybox isn't. We ain't
in a
cheap.
white van.
Anyways,
40 miles per hour.
YouTube,
Let me translate that for you EU guys.
Up
to 60. 40, I think, is around about 70 kmh. 60 miles per hour, exactly 100 kilometers per hour. Very, very fast, especially in a neighborhood like this. There's a grandma going grocery shopping on a fucking Tuesday afternoon. Suck! She gets shot! Be careful. This car, if there's a woman walking by, bro, crossing the street at the wrong time, this looks like where also kids could be walking around. Maybe playing some basketball on Tuesday after school. If this guy doesn't pay attention, I swear on God, this could end really, really badly. One time, everyone knock on the table right now, IRL. We do not want anything to happen right now. These police chases, they can be sus. This is real life. This is no game, this is not GTA. Anything can happen. The car could explode any fucking second.
But he's definitely staying on these
I don't see any
roads.
cops, by the way.
He has not left the Van Nuys area. Van Owen seems to be one of his favorites. Van Nuys Boulevard and all these little side streets in between.
Could be anything, by the way. Could be a stolen car. Could be a drug dealer. Maybe it's a fentanyl dealer. We never know. The last police chase that we watched didn't end so well. Let's just say the car crashed. Not gonna say what else happened, but please pray that everybody stays fine.
You've got all these people, so they know this is coming. This is not the first time this car has gone through this neighborhood. What this is all about, I couldn't even venture to guess. But right now, though, a lot of people with their
recording a TikTok,
a lot of activity down there. Almost every intersection has people that are expecting it. There you go, LAPD re-engaging.
I see 3 cop cars right behind. 4 cop cars right behind him. Probably a chopper as well for vision.
I'm sure they will and have those lights and sirens.
Mods, update title and everything. And just chatting. 130 miles per hour?
Remember, we are live on Fox. If you guys are local, turn on channel 11.
Is it the chopper pace that they are calculating? Must be.
Copy all. Right by Van Nuys High School. Oh, it's going to be tree lined.
It's fine, bro. We still got decent vision. Chad, your predictions right now. Who's winning in this?
Oh, I could have been talking.
The cops or the robbers?
Hey,
I don't see how he's going to lose the cop cars.
Going right by Van Nuys High School, my alma mater. But now the LAPD is actually behind this vehicle as well. Number of units, lights, and sirens, trying to warn the public the best that they can. Skyfox, we're moving around. We're doing a lot of maneuvering and trying to get you those best shots, especially on some of these tree-lined roads.
That's just going 100 miles per hour in the neighborhood.
That's going to be on Cedros. That's a little tiny road. Now he's going to be coming back up on Kester. That's going to be a light hitting those speed bumps and getting just a little bit of air. He's kind of really moving quick. I know Kester's coming up.
Speed bumps. Maybe he loses control on the speed bump.
Especially when I'm driving. Well, this time it was a green. Look at that, making that turn back onto Van Owen. Sorry, not Kester, Van Owen. And again,
guys, we can't do a prediction. Prediction is crazy, bro.
Up, and officers on the ground doing what they can to stay nearby, warn the public, and keep anybody in the area alerted of what's happening. Now we're on Kester Boulevard. This vehicle has basically stayed in the same neighborhood.
I have nobody who can change title on YouTube.
These high speeds, I'm sure they're getting a lot of attention. We've actually seen a lot of folks at intersections.
Is this illegal?
They're expecting the vehicle to come back around.
Brother, there's 4 cops. This is not some movie, bro. This is real life. Skyfox.
And again, those speeds, they continue to
pick
up. And officers on the ground doing
they have a fucking second cam ready.
Stay nearby, warn the public, and keep anybody in the area alerted of what's happening. Now we're on Kester Boulevard. This vehicle has basically stayed in the same neighborhood.
Do we know what he's being arrested for?
These high speeds, I'm sure they
stolen car or what?
Attention. We've actually seen a lot of folks at intersections that kind of are expecting the vehicle to come back around, making a turn now. This is going to be on one of the side streets out here. I think we were here earlier on, especially when we
fail RP.
Live. But again, that person driving that vehicle very recklessly also
100 km/h
and dangerous. And that information, I'm working to figure out exactly how.
What is that car? Is that a Mazda?
But apparently, drop somebody off at the hospital. I believe this is a dead end. I think this one is a dead end or no outlet. or not. It's just a T intersection, somebody's saying.
I got baited.
So at any rate, keep
Dude,
an
these
eye
guys
on it.
recording,
This
bro, I
vehicle
swear.
continues to move around the area out here.
Aaron
Van
farming
Nuys is
TikTok.
where we are. We have not left the Van Nuys proper area. Side streets, major intersections, all of it. We have been basically touring the area. That vehicle
Press live, you have delay. I got you, Chad.
Speeds, very dangerous for the public. And of course,
Quick life hack. Put it on ×2, you will be ahead.
Why do I keep missing the Van Nuys? But at any rate, he's making his move right there once again. Now, officers definitely concerned about the public safety. That is their biggest concern. That safety of the person behind that wheel.
So
Believe it or not,
fast.
they do care about his safety as well, or hers. We're not
confirmation.
But again, you can see that vehicle moving around at 60 miles an hour. Busy streets out here in the morning. Now we're back on to Kester, and that's what we've been talking about. He's just basically making these big blocks through these neighborhoods and then joining on to these major roads out here in the Van Nuys area.
Still going 100 kilometers. Another chopper. Could be a cop chopper. Chat, does Fox News in situations like these work together with the cops?
Those sharp turns.
Do they have access to the chopper information? Probably, right?
The streets makes you so nervous.
Or maybe they just watch the live stream.
Out and about, and as you mentioned, for whatever reason, there are people who are going outside and getting close to the vehicle, trying to, I don't know, take pictures of it, or just who knows at this point, live stream it or take video of it, which is the worst idea.
Are we hitting a highway or not?
This is a very dangerous situation. This individual clearly is
You're
just
not gonna lose the
speed.
This reminds me of me playing GTA, bro.
Fly through those intersections,
brings me back.
ignore the stop signs. Those speed bumps don't
Sounds
seem to matter
crazy, but
at all.
it actually does.
And it's just concerning, Stu. It really
Loki
is.
is on 4 stars right now, bro. 4 cop cars.
It's actually
chopper.
very scary to watch. Right now we're going by the hospital, and I believe that it was where the area, or right in this area, is where apparently
Loki speed up, go around the corner, jump out, hide in the bush.
Right here. You know what?
Call me
that's
crazy.
The hospital in the shot right there. I'm going to see if we can make sure we get back over
hospital.
Keep an eye out right there.
Imagine you just get released from the hospital after like being f***ed up. They just cleared you, bro. 100k bill. Bang! Guy comes by, 100k MH, fucking f***s you up again. Straight back into the fucking hospital.
The officers
oh,
do not
hell no.
want any of the public to
still 100 km/h, bro.
Or try and help in any type of way, even if it's positive or negative. They just don't want the public near this person, especially the fact that, you know, those high speeds, like you said, coming around a hard turn like that, he could lose control. And you've got people
10 a.m. in LA.
Also, this person is armed and dangerous, clearly not in the best frame
He's committing
of mind
crimes
right now.
at 10 a.m.
So we don't know what the goal
Low-key
is.
smart,
Again,
hoping that the cops are still fried.
Right there and on
hoping that the
Kester,
caffeine hasn't kicked in yet.
To move along. You know,
and you still have sunlight in order to navigate well.
Stuff. And again, a lot of these people, they just don't know
Smart water, isn't that
what's
a scam?
going on. And we're just making blocks out here.
Yeah.
We are just literally making blocks in this neighborhood. Is this person trying to get somebody's attention?
We're going a little bit too fast, bro.
All these questions, hopefully we'll get some answers. And
who's the driver? Is it a woman? Is it a man?
Peacefully.
Oh, hell no, he's going hella fast.
90 miles per hour on those residential streets, making those sharp turns, kind of almost running into that big rig there that was making the left. But
okay, at this big intersection, he does play it smart. He's not crossing it, not risking a fucking accident. He is taking the corners at every single intersection.
Is it that the police aren't pursuing him completely? Because sometimes we see black and whites behind this driver, and then sometimes not, like right now.
Is it one of these YouTubers? License.
You know, they have policies down there, and safety right now is one of LAPD's. That's like top of the list for these guys. A lot of traffic.
How do you play this?
Kind of curious what he's
if cops come from behind, they can fucking ram him.
Officers, to keep up with this person
and driving
at those erratic speeds,
cops could have gotten him.
He's backing up. He's going to be cutting through the Rite Aid or whatever that is, right? Walgreens. You know,
smart.
So, but they don't. Officers
could have ended right here.
They're not going to match that energy, because they're going to have to keep up and be safe at the same time. When they can, they will. Are they nearby? Most definitely. If this thing comes to an end somehow, officers will instantly appear. I can almost guarantee that. What the purpose is, my goodness, I just couldn't even begin to figure out or wonder.
I see a cop now right behind him.
Last time he
if only he was a little bit faster.
Let's see if he does it again. It does look like.
But then again, Chad,
taking that same
the cops are also risking people's life by going 100 in a fucking residential.
And we're just
you have to evaluate risking lives and solving the crime. You know what I mean?
Anyways, continuing on.
You don't want to kill a person in order to fucking save a stolen car. You know what I mean?
There's no people out there. Coming back up to another major.
Lives are worth more.
And basically just making these blocks out here. You know, you'd think, well, maybe officers could put the spike strips out or something like that.
Spike strips would be wonderful.
Not at 70 miles an hour, not with an armed suspect behind the wheel. And again, what if that driver sees those officers? What if that driver tries to target an officer? They're just gonna. They just don't want to set up for that type of situation. But as he continues making his way by that dairy right here, this little drive-through dairy off of Kester.
Chat. Quick reminder to not do this, bro.
We see the cell phones out there. Hopefully nobody tries to get any closer to the vehicle. But again, this chase just continues out here in the Van Nuys area. That vehicle moving along at high speeds. Thank goodness.
In the hypothetical situation that you would be the driver, would you be able to drive as well as him? Be honest. Furious owns an Audi RS6.
Obviously, there are moments
he has for sure thought about committing crimes and going into a car chase with that bad boy.
Parking lot to try to avoid
Yamato says I'd be gone already.
He or she encountered there
really, Yamato.
at that intersection. You know, we often talk about, and this would be speculation, sometimes we see these individuals who are on the run trying to get away, going to areas they're familiar with. We do have that information, Stu, from you that this individual
just a person walking over there, bro.
Possibly at the hospital, which is nearby.
It's all about timings. I can Counter-Strike.
Staying in this area for whatever reason, based on that, or perhaps
Are we ghost driving? Are we ghost driving? No.
But it does seem a bit random because although staying in the proximity of this area,
is that a cop in front of him?
He or she doesn't seem to want to go much farther.
Is that a cop in front of him?
No freeways at this point. We've been following this for quite a while now, and it just keeps he or she keeps going in circles.
Well, you know,
what's
that's
his
right.
plan?
And, you know, I was wondering exactly
Are you able to outdrive the cops?
They kept talking about.
What we see sometimes in these chases,
solid information that
they drop by a housing complex, and then they just run in and then hide somewhere. Maybe they knock on the door, open up right now, else I'll kill you. And then they just hide in a closet.
That was the person that said, the
cops ringing the bell? No, I haven't seen nothing.
And dangerous.
We've seen that many times, bro.
Not just one.
Also, what I'm wondering right now, the longer that this chase goes on, him running in circles, at some point the cops can prepare, right? Wait at an intersection that they know that he will cross because they're adding cops as we speak, right? Another car. Cop cars coming from other fucking parts of the city for this emergency. Put down a spike strip at a fucking intersection, bang.
Correct. He stays in these same. We're basically in that same neighborhood.
When he has to slow down for a corner.
Proper since this pursuit is started, and it just continues on out there. You can see that vehicle making
the chopper has to refuel soon. Then you drive away.
Except for that one time that
2023 Alex.
Had to back up to,
why are you talking like you've done this before?
Get to a parking lot because it seems like this person is playing this game of
replay.
Playing this game of I got to keep this car moving or there's going to be a problem because we have yet to see this vehicle actually stop. It's always moving. It's at high speeds, not so high speeds, wrong side of the road. Look at that. Just imagine it's your loved one is driving along on the road right there on Van Owen, and then all of a sudden you've got this car barreling down double the speed limit heading right for him. These are dangerous situations. They are not cool at all.
It's in your city.
LAPD, they're doing what they can. But what can you do?
Don't go outside right now, bro.
You can't pit this guy because you can't get your vehicle
unless you want to record a TikTok real quick.
Speeds. You can't get in front of him because this person possibly armed and this erratic driver.
What is that car check?
Maybe he's going to see
is that a Toyota
with the spike strips and then maybe
it's not
target
a
that person. So officer, so yeah, this is one of those ones where the policy
Lexus.
basically is to back off. They have.
Then it may be a stolen car, right? Lexus are expensive.
The erraticness
it's the high-tier Toyota.
Actually,
is it not?
Gotten worse. So they are doing what they can right now. We're keeping an eye on it as well. If you know somebody that's in the Van Nuys area, I would at least.
If you're joining in late.
Look at this. Look at this.
My goodness.
We do know that the suspect is armed.
Yeah, erratic driving there.
And there's some irony there,
Bro,
too, that the DMV is like literally right there at that corner. But at any rate, this vehicle continues on. And I don't want to take my eyes off
the thing where you get your
car
license plate,
and
no?
we move by so quickly, but do you see all those people as we zip by standing on the sidewalks and they have their cell phones out? So it's almost like...
What are your options here?
Maybe it's the attention.
Cops right there.
Yet to really actually
50 meters right on your ass. Choppers on you.
Whole
city aware. Whole city recording while you go by, bro, because you kept going in circles. What is that? What is the goal?
Yet to hear somebody say, that's the reason why I ran.
Left is life, right is replay.
This is where it's going to get a little spicy because you've got officers right there as well.
Wait.
And if
run
into him.
Okay.
What the?
All right. Because I just was afraid that he was going to.
Hello, the cops are actually retarded. Oh my God, I can't say this.
But it's the first time we're seeing those officers behind him.
Just fucking go in front of him.
They have him obviously on their radar. They've been monitoring this with an airship overhead. But they came out right at the right time when he was in a dead end, but unfortunately he got out. And if you are joining us and watching, at times we do have another box, a bigger box on the screen. So you'll see moments ago when this driver was driving erratically, and as you were mentioning, Stu, backing up, here he was on the bigger box here on the right of your screen. This is when the driver was caught in traffic, backed up, and went into a parking lot.
But aren't the cop car windows bulletproof?
To get away and evade that traffic. But this is the
as long as you stay in your car, you're fine.
For the past half hour or so.
No, they're not.
And clearly there's no end in sight of this erratic behavior.
Then I understand. Then it's not worth it, bro.
Of going in loops
a guy
in the Van Nuys area
who's nothing to lose is the most dangerous person in this world. And this guy looks like he has nothing to lose. He knows that at this point right now, probably years in prison. You threatened other people's lives, dozens of people's. Speeding, probably got drugs on him, is armed, probably not a license. Like you're
So, Stu, what we know so far is
what would killing a cop do on top of that? You're already cooked. I would be careful as a cop too. I respect that.
Someone off at Valley Presbyterian Hospital, and that person that was dropped off spoke about how this individual was armed, not with just one gun, perhaps a number of weapons. So that is obviously concerning, and this does escalate the situation. We don't, though, know if there are perhaps other people in the vehicle. Maybe there are. We don't know. We don't know if it's a man or a woman. We don't really have much to go on. We just know that this person,
has to be a man.
Since we have been following this,
that's a joke.
Their erratic behavior has actually escalated. It's gotten much worse. Higher speeds, more risks are being taken. It is concerning, obviously. These are streets that are getting busier as the morning continues. There are a number of pedestrians, as you pointed out, either curious or coming out on the sidewalk, or people who just happen to be going on with their daily lives there. But they are coming very close to this vehicle, trying to get pictures, maybe just curious and want to see what's going on, which is a very bad idea, obviously. We are seeing the police officers now get a little bit closer and pursue this vehicle.
Low key, call me crazy.
Like this, because they have
if
to
you're a car manufacturer,
is our presence and our pressure
that is worth billions,
going to make the
hire a guy to go on a fucking chase,
is it going to help? At this point, they decided to try
do
to
some cool maneuvers,
and it looks
show the crazy acceleration, show how you run away from a cop.
Because he is slowing down.
Like, I want to buy this right now.
Okay, all right. Well,
I'll be out of gas.
See that individual? That's what we're talking about.
It could be debate.
Awfully close.
Yeah. And you know, the vehicle
could be out of gas, could be out of electricity if it's an electric. He's stopping. Now it could get real sus. They did say he's armed. Cops are getting ready. On the floor, on the floor.
A little bit wider, be a little bit more trigger happy for the zoom. Okay, the doors are opening.
Is he coming out like this?
Hands are out. Okay, so that's
shows both hands.
Definitely a plus. That's and it seems like this driver complying, or actually kind of knows what the drill is. You know, wasn't even really waiting for the officers to make those calls. I'm venturing to say that
why is this hood up
before the driver did? Getting out. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Call? You're absolutely out of your mind, bro.
Don't want to see any of that. Getting a little closer there, you can see that person
this guy's
basically
dumb as hell.
knows the drill. I would venture to say those officers are probably
want to
not
call
that
someone.
fast in the hands where you can see them walk back towards us, but definitely making those moves right now. Doesn't seem to have
he should have stolen a belt.
His person, but definitely now starting to follow those directions.
That shit is sagging.
This is probably the best ending that we could have hoped for, is that vivehicle just kind of ran out of gas right there. Of course, he doesn't have the cuffs on as of yet, but again, you've got a lot of people out here, like you mentioned. I'm going to take my eyes off the suspect for just
I would not stay around if I was a civilian.
That's what you were talking about. All these folks, they kind of knew this car was coming around the corner, has been in the
looks like Patrick the Star.
Morning. And so they were out here getting the video that they can, but it's all coming to an end right there. That person doing the asphalt angel, as we would call it. And so far, it has been a calm ending to a very crazy,
ladies and gentlemen,
pursuit. And you got to hand it to these officers as well. Anybody that's ever been in that type of situation, these are officers.
WLAPD, bro. WLAPD.
Believe me, they have adrenaline rushes. They get tunnel vision. They have everything that you and I
want to see what guns he had.
Those type of high stress situations.
They said he's armed with multiple weapons.
Like that, and to follow the rules.
Car bomb.
Basically stay calm.
Shut up, don't say that, bro.
This kind of crazy. You got to give them props.
Right.
Officers approaching the vehicle before cuffing, which is
Are there more
also
people
a little
inside?
unusual, just to make sure that there's nobody probably in that vehicle. But again, just going to wait for those cuffs to go on, and then they're going to call this over, or code 4, as law enforcement calls it.
Yeah,
they're full by
chat.
chat.
To the law enforcement
I see rifles.
officers there, you could tell
over, bro.
patience is a key, because they have to know when to attack and when to back off and when to pursue and when not to pursue, apply pressure or not.
The hell? Where did his hand just go?
Yeah, big credit to the law enforcement officers there. You could tell the patience is a key, because they have to know when to attack and when to back off and when to pursue and
Never
when
mind,
not
I
to
thought he
pursue,
slid in.
apply pressure or not.
We're good, we're
because
good, we're good.
You never know the mental state of these people who go on these
Open the
wild
trunk.
pursuits, and
Geisel,
obviously
maybe?
do you know
Geisel?
their destination and what their state of mind
A
is and
Prada
what
luggage.
they're armed with, like in this case. So such a good ending to what was a wild chase, just going in loops in Van Nuys with that erratic driving. It could have been so much worse.
All